Welcome to another insightful session where we dive into the latest happenings in the business world. Today, we're focusing on Beyond Meat, a prominent player in the plant-based meat industry. Beyond Meat has been making strides, pushing plant-based meat into the mainstream. This has been made possible through strategic partnerships with household names such as McDonald's, PepsiCo, and Yum Brands. But it's not all smooth sailing. Beyond Meat's CEO, Ethan Brown, points out that remote work has been holding back the complexity of their work. He believes it's time for the team to return to the office, where collaboration and innovation can thrive. Beyond Meat is not just about offering alternatives to meat. It's about environmental stewardship too. Brown emphasizes the eco-friendly benefits of plant-based meat, which uses less land and water, and emits fewer emissions compared to livestock. However, the company has faced some challenges, such as delays in product launches due to labor shortages in the quick-serve restaurant industry. They've also had to deal with criticisms regarding the complexity of their ingredient labels. But let it be known that Beyond Meat's process is all about extracting protein directly from plants and mimicking the taste and aroma of meat. The CEO of Beyond Meat, Ethan Brown, finds remote work hindering the complexity of their work and believes the time is ripe for employees to return to the office. But it's not all rosy in the plant-based meat landscape. The alt-meat industry, despite its promise and potential, is grappling with a host of challenges, from rising interest rates and inflation to aggressive messaging campaigns by the traditional meat industry. The path to a plant-based future is not without its hurdles. Consider the current state of affairs in the world of alternative proteins. It's akin to the boomtown Denver of the 19th century, with companies jostling for position, vying to lay their claim in a rapidly expanding market. And amid this competitive chaos, firms like Meati are striving to become the bedrock of the alternative meat category, establishing a solid footing in an ever-shifting landscape. Yet the model of venture capital-backed food startups has not escaped criticism. The pressure to hype products, make unrealistic projections, and deliver quick returns can lead to unfulfilled promises and disillusioned investors. This hype cycle can detract from the real progress being made and skew perceptions of what success in this industry looks like. And then, of course, there's the ongoing struggle to create products that are indistinguishable from real meat. It's one thing to extract protein from plants, but another entirely to match the taste, texture, and aroma of traditional meat. This challenge is not insurmountable, but it does require a delicate balance of artistic innovation and operational execution. These challenges, though daunting, are not deterring the sector. In fact, they're fueling a determination to overcome, adapt, and innovate. Because at the heart of the alt-meat industry lies a fundamental purpose: to reform the animal food system. The stakes are high, with sustainability, animal welfare, and climate goals all hinging on the success of these plant-based pioneers. Despite these adversities, there is an undying resolve to reform the animal food system for sustainability and meet climate goals. The path may be steep and the climb may be tough, but the alt-meat industry is in it for the long haul. Climate change is no longer a distant threat, but a present reality, and the C-suite executives are taking notice. The 2022 Deloitte CEXO Sustainability Report paints a striking picture. It reveals that executives are not just aware of climate change, but deeply concerned about it. In fact, over 4/5 of the surveyed executives have personally experienced climate change events. This high level of awareness presents an opportunity. It's a chance for these leaders to share their experiences and to normalize the view of climate change within their organizations. The report also highlights how nearly 4/5 of executives believe we are at a tipping point for responding to climate change. They understand that the time for action is now. So how can these executives become climate change makers? Communication is key. They need to clearly articulate their organization's climate strategy to stakeholders and involve the entire ecosystem in their efforts. They should also focus on actions that, while perhaps less visible, can move the needle significantly towards sustainability. with 88% of executives believing that immediate action can limit the worst impacts of climate change. The role of business leaders in this fight is more crucial than ever. Scene script. Amidst these challenges and opportunities, what does the future hold for Beyond Meat? Let's delve into this. Recently, a sell rating was placed on Beyond Meat. This decision was driven by a misread demand for its products, pointing to some miscalculations on the company's part. The market responded by reiterating this sell rating in September as the company's volume declines expanded. The financial performance of Beyond Meat has been a roller coaster, to put it mildly. The company has experienced a decline in revenues, with an 8.7% drop to $75.3 million. This was mainly due to significant declines in the US retail and food service channels, while the international channels saw some growth. But the growth internationally was not enough to offset the losses. Perhaps more concerning, the gross margins of the company turned negative again. This is a critical indicator of the company's profitability, and a negative gross margin is definitely not a good sign. So, what's the plan? Well, Beyond Meat has forecasted full-year revenue of $330 to $340 million. This is down from their previous outlook. They have also projected break-even gross margins. In response to these challenges, the company is planning to cut costs and focus on specific geographies and channels for growth. Despite the stock's decline, Beyond Meat is still considered overvalued and remains a sell. But remember, this is a company that has revolutionized the food industry and brought plant-based meats to the mainstream. Although Beyond Meat faces significant challenges, it remains undeterred in its mission to revolutionize the food industry. And as we have seen, the future is not always predictable, especially in a rapidly evolving sector like alternative meats.